like stated before, the basic idea of our exercises were to get you to think more critically, logically, and kind of reason through movements of problems that we presented to you. And with that, you have the subject matter objectives and then the behavior objectives. And so obviously subject matter is to discover the one correct solution or answer to a question through reasoning, and then to discover the sequence that, when logically put together, eventually results to an outcome of how to do it. And then behaviorally, to activate logic, reasoning, sequential problem solving skills, and then to construct a sequence to allow you to obtain the goal at the very end, and to experience the emotion of solving the problem, finding that solution.
As you guys probably experienced in the dance room, the biggest role of the learner is to be able to examine the problem, and then be able to find a solution for that problem, and then to verify both the process and the solution by reviewing them against the criteria that we gave you. So like we saw in that last one, the criteria was having your eyes closed, having someone not walk forward, while they have two people on their mats. And our role as teachers was to provide the problem, obviously, and to be able to follow with the learner's thinking process, which is why at the end of every obstacle course, we'd ask you what was your guys' reasoning of why you did it. And to basically offer feedback without providing the answer to the problem, because if we just provide the answer, there is no logical thinking or critical thinking process for you guys to work through. So that was the learners and the teachers.
There's obviously strengths and weaknesses. We kind of talked about this already down in the dance class after the first group, but it provides learners with the ability to produce an outcome rather than reproduce one. So you have to think about what you're doing, you're not just following the leader. It lets the learner realize that they're capable of thinking and capable of those processes and using their own knowledge and applying that to get the correct response. And it also allows the learners to make the decisions. Some of the weaknesses, though, it takes time to evolve the plan for the solution. You guys found that out with human knot. We had to cut it short, but not everyone finished. Thinking takes time. For a lot of these things, additional episodes are required to reinforce the desired outcome. So if you were teaching like math, you really just have to, you don't spend one day on a math problem. It might take a week or longer. And then working in groups is a strength and a weakness. You can get feedback from others and you can learn from them, but then sometimes that feedback may be unreliable that you're getting from the other learners rather than the teacher.
Any questions?
I think the activities you guys chose were really good, but were there any other activities that you guys thought about for this specific plan stuff?
We thought about creating like an obstacle course. So, I mean, at least I think it was my idea to maybe like set up the mats in a certain way for you guys to logically think, okay, how are we going to get to the other side through this obstacle course or this maze? But we just thought that having a more movement-based pattern would be better.
Any other questions? Comments? Complaints?
What did you find to be the greatest challenge as you were teaching?
I think, I don't know if you guys agree, but the greatest challenge was moving from the individual thinking. That was kind of part of our sequencing, where we would go individual. So we had the warm-up tasks, the riddles, to the group tasks, where you had the groups of 5 and then the group of 7 and 8 human knot. Going from talking to individuals and them thinking to themselves to a group where they're also talking to their group, and as a teacher you want to help, but also you have to take a step back. I think that was a little uncomfortable initially, but seeing them work through it definitely made it helpful.
Yeah, to add on to that, I think there was like our own problem-solving process that we as teachers had to do, because we had to make sure that the students or the learners would have to be able to do that problem-solving. To be able to set those situations and settings was kind of hard on our part. We spent a lot of time wrestling with that too.
Did you know that they were going to be able to do it?
We were pretty confident, yeah.
So there was nothing about the challenge that you said to yourself, I wonder if they can do this. Had you practiced those, or did you just know that they would be able to get from one side of the room to the other with those 5 requirements?
Well, we were expecting 4 groups of 4 with 16, but since we had one person absent, we had to improvise and did 3 groups of 5. And so the 2 people on the mat was kind of a backup plan, and we hadn't practiced that. We were hoping and that it would be achievable, which turned out to be quite easy once thought was put into it. But other than that, we were quite confident that all the challenges were able to be achieved.
Well, part of this style is, what's the word you just used?
Achieve?
Improve.
Improvise.
Improvise. I wanted to say improvisational, but I just can't even say that word. So improvising, and I think that's what you were able to do, especially with or a couple fewer people here, knowing that there were questions that you were having to ask yourself through that whole process, which means that you're using the process yourself in the midst of your teaching. Well done. Any other thoughts? I'll trade you.